What's going on, YouTube? This is Sean P from Project Unk. If you like what you've been seeing so far, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, let me know what you want to see, because we got a whole lot more to come. Back with another sneaker unboxing with some shoes I never thought I'd purchase, but I have a lot to get into, so I'm not going to hold you up very long. So without further ado, here's the start of the show, and bam, it's the Nike Adapt BB version 2.0 tie-dye. That is a mouthful, and I actually started this video over a couple of times trying to get it out without stumbling over my words. These are the latest edition in the auto lacing sneakers that Nike has put out over the last couple of years or so, reminiscent of the Nike Air Mag that Michael J. Fox was wearing on Back to the Future. Now those shoes, man, I think they're something like $13,000 or something. That ain't these, but it takes inspiration from that. Also, it kind of plays into the I guess that wave of tie-dye that's going around with sneakers nowadays. So let me get into the shoe. Well, let me get into the box first. On the box we have these I guess iridescent circles. I'm pretty sure there's a better name for that, but iridescent circles for right now. On the top of the box, we have that same iridescent swoosh with Nike Adapt BB version 2.0 year 2020. Probably the best thing that's come out of 2020 so far, in my humble opinion. We have the iridescent pull tab, and as always, shout out to the Bigfoot gang. And the color on this is going to be white, black, and multi-color. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. I've tried to do a little bit of research on these shoes to give you a really decent review of them, and I think I have it down pat. Now, when you open the box, the paper is going to have Nike Adapt BB version 2.0 2020 embossed into the white paper. Let me see if you guys can see that. Probably not, but I'm not going to stress over it. Let's go ahead and get to the shoe. Cool thing about these shoes, like I said before, is the auto lacing system, and we will get deeper into that. I'm going to put that off to the side just for a second because we have a few more things in the box I want to get to. Right here on the top of the box we have another box, and this contains a charging cable, charging brick, and actually we can go ahead and open that now. And open the cable. So there's that. Go ahead and take this paper out, and it comes with an instructional booklet. Now, it's going to be very rare that you're going to get a pair of sneakers that actually is going to come with where you're going to have a booklet in order to operate them properly. But we'll get into that also. And at the bottom of the box, we have a charging pad to recharge the sneakers. So I'm gonna put that right there up front and set this box off to the side. Now, let's get into these sneakers. So these are actually crazy, man. I've never had a pair of shoes like this. So let's dive right into it. And we're gonna start on the toe box. The toe box is covered in what's called a ballistic mesh, I believe. And beneath that ballistic mesh, because it's translucent, you can actually see the tie-dye pattern. This plastic actually looks like it may waterproof the shoe, so there is some electronics in the shoe, and this may help to, to waterproof it a little bit. Also on the toe box, we have some white accents to add a little something. On the midfoot, you have little white striping there, and it says Power Lacing System embossed in there, and I'm not sure if you can see that. Above that, you have the black Nike swoosh, and that is raised. The patterning on it almost looks like on a tire, but this is going to be also a plastic. As we come up the front of the shoe, we have this leather pull tab for the tongue with the letter L on it, denoting that is the left shoe, and of course the right shoe has an R. But also on that, on the back of the pull tab, you have version 2.0 Nike Adapt BB year 2020. Now I'm not going to keep saying that because that seems like a theme that they keep repeating over and over. Now the tongue is nice and thick, and you have that cool tie-dye pattern on it. Now while we're up here, I'm gonna switch just for a second, and you have on this icy blue unit, you have the plus and you have the minus. Now those buttons allow you to lace the shoe. So if I hit the plus, and that tightens the shoe. Now I'm gonna help it out. I'm gonna pull the lace pull, the tongue pull, and hit the minus, and that will loosen the shoe. Now that's one way of doing this. Also, you can control this via your smartphone or Apple Watch, and that app is called the Nike Adapt BB app. So like I said, you can change the color of those buttons, because when you push them, they are a certain color, and you can change it to kind of match your mood, match your outfit, match the shoe. But there's so many colors going on with this shoe that you can, probably use any color button on there, and you're still going to get a pretty cool effect out of it. These are really, really cool. I love playing with this. I'm gonna get on people's nerves at work. I can tell that already. So on these are the wires that tighten the shoe up. On those stays, you have a little Nike branding right there. As we move into the sock liner, it is going to be that, I guess like a satin material, and it's really thick. So it's going to give you a nice snug fit, and it is soft. Seems like it's going to be very comfortable. Now, as we go around to the back of the shoe, we have this plastic, or it actually feels rubber, pull to help get the shoe on. But what I like about it is, my favorite Jordans are the Jordan 6, and it has that little spoiler on the back, and that's what this reminds me of. I like this a lot. But it is also translucent, and beneath that you can see it says Nike 2020. If we go down the heel, on the midsole part of it, you have that soft cushioning that wraps all the way around, and it comes back to the unit with the buttons on it. And so once again, the midsole. Now at the lower part of the midsole, you have, it says Nike Zoom in a more vivid tie-dye. Just a nice cool little accent that they have there. As we go around to the front of the shoe, we have that outer sole that wraps up, and then you have the tie-dye Nike Zoom Turbo cushioning right there. So that's pretty cool. The entire bottom is going to be that icy blue translucent with the herringbone pattern. On the medial side of the shoe, still have that white midsole cushioning, white accent on the outer sole. Then you have that same material as the Nike swoosh here, but this one smaller, dips down into the midsole, and it is open. And on the side we can see the tie-dye pattern and the wire stays or lace stays, however you want to say it. Now let's go ahead and dive into the inside of the shoe. So I'm gonna take the shoe tree out, and this is something that I wasn't expecting. This is plastic, and it has a Nike swoosh on it. So that's something to look for, I guess, if you're buying this resale and you want to make sure that you have a legit pair. I'm not sure if they're actually able to reproduce these, but that's something that, you know, that may make it a little bit more difficult, and you can use that to make sure that you got a legit pair of shoes. I'm going to dive into the inside and pull out that insole. And it has that tie-dye pattern and the L denoting that it is the left shoe. A quick little story. When I was with Imperial, Domo, and Chuck, they scanned this insole and was able to create the hoodie for nephew. So that's a pretty cool little story. So go ahead and stick that back in there. Now, I'm pretty sure I've missed some important things about this shoe. There are a lot of hidden details. There is literally a lot going on with this shoe, to the point that it's kind of difficult reviewing it the way I would do a normal pair of shoes. But I guess the main thing with these shoes is just the look and how cool they are, aside from the lacing system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the charging pad. I'm going to charge up each shoe, and I'm going to give a demonstration on how they actually work, and you know how they look on foot. So one of the things I discovered is you can set the shoe up to a preset that remembers your feet. Completely unnecessary. That's pretty dope. So even though these shoes have adapted, no pun intended, to your feet when you put them in there, if you need to adjust them from that point on, you can, using your smartphone or your like an Apple Watch or something like that. So let's say if I want to tighten up the left shoe, I would take the L and slide it up. And same thing for the right, slide it up. So right now it's on purple. I hit this button and it turns it to, what is that, a red, a hot pink. I'm gonna hit the button again. Got the orange, orangish, a little louder. Got the yellow, green, darker shade of green, and you get the idea on down to blue. Now purple is my color, so I'm going to put it back on purple. And yeah, these are kind of dope, man. Dope, man.